Hi, I wanted to jump on because it's been such a long time and I apologize for that. It's been crazy busy for me, and which is a good thing. But I wanted to share tonight with everyone just where I'm at in my healing process because I feel that it's so important for me to share my experience so that others can benefit from that and realize that they're not alone in their healing process, and that they're not crazy. I'm certainly not a crazy person. I'm going through 23 years of abuse, physical and mental abuse, and I have come a long way over the past, oh gosh, I want to say 6, 7 years now. Um, but it's a process, and it's a never-ending process for those of us that have been traumatized. It's something that we constantly have to work at to understand it. Not necessarily understand the abuse, but understand just what those situations have given us. And I'm going to dive into that a little bit more. When I say what does this horrible, all of these horrible situations that I've gone through, it's what has it given me? Well, it's given me a lot. Sure, it's given me a lot of negativity. It's given me years of wondering who the hell I am. Not to mention sleepless nights and horrific dreams and living in fear, like all of the negative, horrible things that my abuser has done to me has caused a lot of negativity within me. And through healing, I am fighting back and retraining my brain so that I can start to think more positively and accept the fact that yes, these things happened. And now that I am in a safe place, I can discuss it and comprehend it and accept it. And that's not easy to do, but I'm doing it. And I'm proud of myself for doing it. It's not an easy process. And it certainly is draining emotionally, but it's something that I know I have to do in order to be healthy. It's like getting diagnosed with a horrible disease, and you have to go through all of the treatments to get healthy again. So when you've been traumatized, your brain, you can't see the pain necessarily. You can't see a scar or a wound. I'm not bleeding. There's nothing that you can see externally. But you might notice, if you know me, you might notice that I'm acting different, or I upset easily, or things are really sensitive for me. And those things are part of the trauma. And if we allow those things to take control over our mind, then of course we're going to be more negative and we're going to think negatively, and our lifestyle will become difficult. And I don't want that. So that's why I want to say 7 years ago now, maybe even longer than that, I started my journey with therapy and trying to understand my mind and reading many books and understanding by researching just why my mind and my body are going through so many different things. Why I'm not sleeping, why I'm crying for no reason. There was nothing said or nothing done, but I am getting emotional, and all of those things make you feel crazy. They make you feel like you're not sane, like you're not like everyone else. And because you've gone through something traumatic, it's natural to have those feelings, but you don't know that unless you seek help or you start to research why. And I'm telling you, the years that I have worked on understanding my brain and my body, I'm grateful for. I am so thankful for all of the help that I've received thus far, and for the relationships that I've made because of my need to want to get better and understand it. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but I do see things from a different perspective because I have experienced them firsthand. So trying to relate that, my feelings and emotions and my thoughts to what I'm going through, I think is really important. So I'm sitting here today because of my fight to continue to be healthy and to live a good, meaningful, and enjoy and being able to enjoy my life. I am currently trying to understand some of the things that I have pushed aside, or I should say pushed down, over the years. They're starting to resurface, and there's nothing, I can say this because I lived through it. It's nothing major. They're just little things. To some of you who have not experienced abuse, some of the things that I am saying are, no big deal. It's nothing major. You would think, oh my God, that is major. But when I compare all of the abuse that I've gone through, these things are smaller in scale to some of the larger things that I've gone through. So I'm dissecting those things now. They're coming up to the surface, and I'm going through the process of understanding it. What I've learned is I'm a strong woman. I have gone through a lot, and I'm a fighter. I don't give up. I'm curious, and I need to understand things. And when I say I don't give up, I mean it in so many ways. If I don't understand things, I will research it, and it'll be on my mind. I won't sleep. I'll have to get my iPad out and look into it more and more, just so that I can understand it better and understand how it relates to me. I find it so important to know who you are, and I am learning who I am. A lot of you haven't had to go through a traumatic situation. Your lifestyle is so much different than mine because you're able to go and do normal things that I can't do without having a plan before I go do some of those normal things, such as going out to a social event, having to have a safety plan in place should I run into my abuser, having to prepare myself should I run into somebody who associates with my abuser. I need to be prepared. Just going to back home to the town that I used to live in, or driving through it, is triggering, and having to prepare myself. Okay, it's a possibility that I could run into my abuser or family of my abuser. And what do I do? Okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. And having that plan so that I'm prepared no matter what. So it's a lot of work. It's exhausting, but it's needed. So I'm going to share something that just happened. A few weeks ago, I ran into a colleague, a friend, and there was a market, a Christmas market happening. And this friend said, hey, do you want to go check it out? So I said, sure. I'd never been, and I thought it sounded pretty cool. So I went, and It was really pretty. For me, it was sensory overload. And the best way I can describe that is I am in, when I go out, I'm in protection mode, I guess. I'm aware of my surroundings. I have to know who I'm going to be around. And when in this situation, at a market, it's dark at night, and it's harder to understand and see who is all around you, and be prepared to have an encounter with your abuser, or somebody from your abuser's family, or so on and so forth. And being in that protection mode, that safety mode, is, like I said, it's exhausting. So I went, and it was absolutely beautiful, but I couldn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to, because my mind was on safety. Okay, let's look over here. Do you see anybody? No, let's look behind us. Do we see anybody? No, we're good. Okay, let's look right in front of us. Yep, nope, nobody there. And I couldn't focus on what was for sale in the market because I couldn't enjoy it. I was just so paranoid being in this town, and it's funny because I was fighting myself, saying, come on, Janine, like, let's get over this. It's been a couple of years now. We're good. We're safe. We have all of these people around us. If anything should happen, they're going to step up and they're going to protect you as well. And this is overwhelming, and you're creating this havoc in your brain. So stop it. And there's grounding techniques, and I know those grounding techniques, they're engraved in my brain, right? It just naturally goes there. It's like autopilot. But in these situations, sometimes those grounding techniques don't work, and they don't bring me back to being able to enjoy things. So I was constantly looking around and not able to truly enjoy myself, but it was still nice to be out. I made the decision to go out in this town that I was uncomfortable in, at night, in the dark, and I was with a good friend and around people, and I did it. I did it. Something that I wasn't comfortable doing, and I did it. But then I bumped into somebody, and this person I hadn't seen in years, and she hadn't changed. She looked the same. She was absolutely beautiful as I remembered her. And she was one of my best friends, my bestest friend in elementary school. I used to go to her house every day for lunch, and we would have ham sandwiches on cheese buns, or panzerottis. And then during the weekends, we would head down to her basement, and we would get our roller skates on, not roller blades, roller skates. And we would roller skate to Michael Jackson and Rick Astley and oh gosh, all the fun old 80s and early 90s stuff. DJ Jazzy Jeff was another one. And we would come up with like dance routines in our roller skates. It was just so much fun. We had a riot, and being at her house was just awesome. And then she would come to my house, and we would hang out at my house, and we would sing and record our singing to Dirty Dancing, the Dirty Dancing soundtrack, and just it was typical girl fun. And I loved it. Those were the days that I want to go back to and remember. So running into her was awesome. I lit up, and then I froze. And I wasn't able to talk. I wasn't able to get out, the information that I needed to get out and tell her how much I cared and how much I missed her and all of that stuff, because I was in sensory overload. I was in safety mode and I couldn't get out of that. So I remember hugging her and saying goodbye and how good it was to see her, and then went on my way and finished walking down the street through the market. And then it was about a few days later, I went to my parents, and my parents know my friend and her parents really well. And her parents reached out to my mom and said, we would like to get Janine's contact information. Would she be okay with that? So my mom, of course, asked me first, and then gave them my address. So today I go to my mailbox, and in my mailbox I received this beautiful card, and in it this beautiful message. And I opened it up tonight and I read it and I cried. It was something that I didn't expect, and it made me realize how much I've lost, which is a negative. I unfortunately started dating my abuser at a very young age, and I was unable to continue to connect with my friends because of my abuser. So I felt robbed. I felt like he robbed me of the opportunity to continue to be the woman I should have been because of the friends that I had. I had amazing friends, and this woman is an absolutely amazing woman, and I feel like I missed out on a lot of years with her. But the beautiful thing is that true friends always find a way back to each other. And that is something that I've learned throughout this process of healing. So many friends from my past have reached out. They're concerned, of course, and they want to reconnect, and they continue to message me and check in. And it's absolutely beautiful. It really, truly is. This woman here, I'm going to read something that she wrote, which hit me pretty deeply. If I can do anything, like join a letter writing campaign, if you plan to keep advocating for more appropriate consequences, please let me know. I will always be grateful for the years of friendship we shared, and I wish you the very, very best in the years to come. That's one small portion of what she wrote. And I can tell you that the rest of it is just absolutely supportive and beautiful. And I am honored to have received this. It really hit me. And it's one little thing, a card. But this card that came to me in the mail today has made a huge impact. I am truly blessed to have such supportive, loving, caring people in my life, like this woman. And I am truly grateful that she was able to speak with me at the market and remind me of some of the good times that we had together. Those are the memories that I want to keep fresh in my brain, at the top of my brain, because those are the memories that matter most. The positivity in life. And yeah, I had a long life with my abuser, but I can go back in time further and remember roller skating and singing and being a normal girl, free from abuse, being able to laugh, feeling free, feeling the wind blowing in my hair in the basement as we're roller skating around like crazy, dancing and singing to music. I am truly blessed. And it's okay to go back and feel bad about what happened. It happens more often than you know, pretty much with every situation that you're trying to process. There's some sort of guilt that will come up, and there's also some sort of sadness because it is a grieving period. And I wanted to talk about that too. It's not a grieving period. When you've gone through trauma and you're processing all of the traumatic events, it's not a period. It's the wrong word. It's a grieving process. That process continues as you go through every single situation. The grieving doesn't go away. The tears come, you feel sad, and it just doesn't go away. So it's not a period. For me, I've been grieving for a long period of time, for years. And that's just part of healing. There's all of those little pieces of the puzzle that you find. And when you find it and you work hard at understanding how that piece of the puzzle fits into the picture, you dissect it and you understand it and you start to see a clearer picture. And finding that clear picture it brings up a lot of emotions, and it brings up a lot of hurt and pain, and then you go through the anger stage, and then you start to realize that you're pretty awesome because you went through it. You didn't have a choice, and you fought like hell to survive it. So there's nothing better than what you did. And it's almost the same for every situation that pops up. It's the same type of a grieving situation. It's the same emotions, the anger, the feeling scared, feeling alone, feeling depressed, feeling tired. All of those things will happen. But the difference is, as time goes on, you don't stay stuck in those emotions. You're able to process and move on. And you're able to focus on the positivity, all of the good qualities that make you who you are today and that helped you survive that situation. Those are the things that are important. And those qualities in you will only make this world a better place. So tonight, as you're thinking about what you're going through, remind yourself of the positives, of who you have around you who care. And, those friends from back in the day that you used to play with, that they do come back. The true friends are still there for you, no matter what. They don't go away. And that's so true. I was so afraid that I lost everybody. So it's really beautiful to know that your true friends are there years later. So take time, reach out to your friends, and just feel good about who you are and how far you've come. You have made this journey possible. Be proud of what you've done. Thanks, and I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season, and I look forward to talking to you in the new year. If there's anything that pops up between now and the new year that you want to discuss with me, reach out to me. I will make myself available. Thank you to all of my clients for a successful first year. I am so grateful to each and every one of you, and I'm so proud of you all. The accomplishments that you've made are just outstanding. Like, the work that you have put into yourself is absolutely amazing. I am proud, so proud. It takes a lot to fight through some of the battles that we go through, and you're doing it. Keep up the great work, and I'm here for you. Have a great night.